The hell? Fine, whatever. What's up, Chris? What's going on, buddy? What's up, Jazz? Jake, what's up, man? Nah, it's not. I've just taken a break. Perfectly honest, D4's gotten pretty boring. Ain't no getting around that. We'll see how the season shakes out, but uh, it's um, it's not holding my interest. We'll put it that way. I have not even looked. I had a palette. I didn't remember having the palette. Oh, this is my Uber character. Daro, what's up? Yeah, Chris. I mean, I finished out my barbarian. I got to 100. There was nothing to do from like 80 to 100. Was a really boring grind. I started a necro. It's kind of fun, but it's like, I'm getting a little bored. Ah, the season two better bring some craziness, or it's gonna die pretty quick. Or season one, it's it's kind of disappointing. Kind of disappointing. I don't even know what I have on the. I don't remember what I have. Season four, right? Got some gems. Yeah, I hear you, Chris. Uh, yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, man. I mean they had an opportunity to really punch out something great. It's kind of I don't know. It's been kind of a letdown. I mean, there's still people grinding it, but I think like the overall community, like there's some guys that have full invested, gone full in with D4, and I mean they're playing it, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. What should we do? I got to. I've got like the muscle memory on D4, so this should be interesting. What do I even have on gear on this guy? We got some decent runes. I don't have a CTA. I do have a towel. I don't have my three-piece towel. I'm missing the amulet. Got a nature's piece. We don't need to run that. We'll switch that out for a Nagel. Yeah, Chris. I mean, and the truth be told, D2 doesn't really have end game either. What D2 has is gear grind. D4 is missing the gear grind. So there's nothing exciting to grind for. D2, no matter how many runs you do, there's always the high rune excitement. There's always, even a Shaco at the end of the season is kind of cool to find, right? There's no end game in either game. There's just D4's lacking the gear grind. The gear's not there. Um, I don't know. It's not exciting to see drops. Yeah, there's no economy. They made it open world without having player interaction outside of like world bosses. There's no active chat. There's no trade channels. There's no way outside of going to third party sites to trade. I mean, they made a point of talking about trade, but there's nowhere to trade unless you leave the game. They should have been an auction house, something to trade. That would have added at least another dimension to it. Um, I don't. The scaling isn't as big a deal for me, but I definitely get. I get why people don't like it. There's no dimensions to running Andy versus Bale for drops. Like, you could run Andy. Andy's a lot quicker, a lot easier. Don't get all the drops. You could run Bale's a lot harder, especially at the beginning when you're under geared. But you can get all the drops. I don't know, man. Can't trade the legendaries. I was on the fence with trading legendary uniques. So I found a middle ground for trading legendary uniques, and we've talked about it on stream. If you can open it up all the way, but the items are buying on equip. So you could trade at legendaries and uniques, but as soon as it's equipped onto a character, it's out of the loot pool. You can keep a cap on the number of items available. Like here in D2, you could get a Shaco, wear it, trade it. That person can wear it, trade it. That person can. So the Shaco's never taken out of the economy. So that is kind of a downfall with D2. But, I mean, being able to remove the item from the economy has its pros and cons. But in D4, I feel like that would actually work better, is if you can take a legendary, trade it. As long as you don't equip it on your character, you can trade it. And you can do that for uniques as well. I think that would actually work. But it is sorely missing some components of the game to give it some longevity. Still Chaos Rune first. I gotta make sure I'm feeling the hotkeys. But it's missing a lot of components to give it some interest. Because I mean, why would you take a level 100 and grind anything? There's no point to it. You're just done with the game. Technically at 80, but if you got 100, outside of doing Uber Lilith, there's no point to the game. Absolutely none. But, I mean, I'm going to play Season 1 because we don't know exactly what's going to drop in Season 1. We don't know 100% what's going to be in it. We have a good idea of what's going to be in it. So, I'm going to play like the first 3 weeks and try and get all the gems for the new season. And then I'll probably be done and we'll play the season for this game from that point. Alright, muscle memory's there still. It didn't go away. I figured I might be fumbling on the keys a little bit because I couldn't remember how to play, but it's still there. We've just done this too many times. I mean, it had the potential to be like really great, and that was kind of one of the points I was talking about before in the lead up to D4 dropping was it's all going to boil down to how do they do the itemization, and they missed the boat. Jazz, me too, man. Like, when the game first dropped, all apps, D4, everybody was playing it. All right, if I look at it now, dude, here, look at this. Nobody on my friends list is playing. Nobody. 2 weeks ago, this list was Like, I had to scroll for all the people playing D4. Seriously, 2 weeks ago, this was a scroll of people playing D4. I have nobody playing it on my friends list. That's absolutely insane. Is that not crazy? I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Holy crap.
Not even death can save you from me.
Oh my god, that's actually insane. So we're just gonna mess around. We're gonna play some D2. We can see if we're gonna run some stuff and see if I need to see what Tear Zone is. Crystalline, yeah, whatever. Oh, that actually was crazy. Chris, there's a lot of things they could have done. And again, I mean, we're only a little over a month. What are we at? A month and a half into the game, but man, that's a hard fall off in a month and a half. Holy Jesus! Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like when I was playing last week, Dennis will probably pop in later, but Dennis had never played D2 with me because he's on PS. But he was in, we played, we did a little community, not really run. He needed help on a boss, so we not a bad start. So he was able to play. He was on PlayStation. It was the first time he was able to jump into a game with me. And that's cool, right? But oh my god, yeah, Chris. Here's my thoughts. Like, I knew they held back content for season one because season one was starting so quick after game launch. But so I wasn't too disappointed with the game launch. The launch went smooth. There was very few server issues, which I was completely expecting. The launch itself was decent. The campaign was a lot of fun. I mean, playing the campaign, actually, I enjoyed that. That was really fun. But again, a campaign's a one and done. Once you finish the campaign, it's like going through it again is kind of whatever. But then doing like the first, doing the capstone, doing the second capstone, that stuff was kind of cool. But it was after that. It's like the game was over. You're upgrading stats over upgrading gear. If you kind of understand what I mean, you're hunting stat lines versus looking for specific pieces of gear. That gets old like really quick. And I've seen a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos of people going, "Hey, Bob," that it was lacking. Yeah, Chris, it kind of was, dude. Again, they made it open world, and I thought there was going to be a lot more interaction, player interaction. And there is PvP, which there's a little bit of player interaction. Hell Tides, you run into people. The events, you run into people, but I don't know. I felt like I had more interaction in freaking World of Warcraft than this game. D4. It's. I feel like they're really blowing it because to me, the gameplay is enjoyable. I like the class mechanics. I really enjoyed playing the Barb. Yeah, Bob, dude. Bob, you missed it, dude. I'll show it again. I was just telling them like when 2 weeks ago, if on D4 on my friends list, it was a scroll of players. Now look at it. This is my launcher. There's nobody on my friends list playing D4. Nobody. This used to be full. I would scroll the number of players playing D4. There's nobody now. Yeah, smoking 100%, dude. That's what I was saying. I mean, I enjoyed the campaign. Up to 70, grinding to 70 was not bad. You know, doing the capstones, getting into the nightmare dungeons. From 80 on, it just died for me. I just grinded to 100 just to do it, but that was it. I just wanted to get to 100 and say I got to 100, but from 80 to 100 was a very boring grind because there's no, you're not going to be, you know, excited by a random loot drop, right? There's no high rune drop that can excite you. I think the D2 season, normally it's supposed to run 4 months. I think it's slated to end like, what? I think it's supposed to end, or a new season is supposed to start like September? End of August? I don't remember. Jez, you'd be the only one on. Are you playing D4 right now? I'll be on again. I'll be playing the season, and that list will probably jump up for the season, right? I just don't know how. I don't know how much interest the season's going to hold, or how much. Like it's 3 month season. I feel like the. I don't know. I don't. It depends on the changes they make. Class changes, maybe. Maybe that'll hold people a little longer. Yeah, I'm gonna play it for 3 weeks and see if I can grind out all the gems. It's kind of like a um, little challenge for me to see if I could get all of the. There's supposed to be like 35 gems, and get all 35 in 3 weeks. Kind of like my Sunder challenge when they first dropped Sunders in this game, to see if I could collect them all. I think pretty good, and that might actually I might be giving myself too much time. Yeah, I've done all that, Jez. Now, a lot of the renowned stuff carries forward, like all the open. The map's supposed to be open with waypoints, and you won't have to do altars again. Hey, what's up, some guy? Yeah, and tomorrow is supposed to be the download. I don't know if we'll get patch notes. Did we confirm if they're going to actually give us the patch notes tomorrow, or just the download, early download? See, I mean, just like this, and you know, you got your rune drops. You know, just there's a jewels ID, potentially get a good jewel. I don't know how they missed the boat like this on the itemization. They really just blew it. Yeah, the Technically, they'll give you the first two. Like you'll have the first skill point, and you'll have the potion slot, and the other three you'll have to open back up. So some of the renown you'll have to grind, but it's going to mainly involve just running dungeons and no, it's first two, Jez. I don't. They're going to start you. You're going to have 5 skill points when you start. You won't have 10. You have 10 now. Like if you start a new character, you'll have 10 now, but you won't have 10. You'll have 5. But I mean, you could do the blue quests. Strongholds will be reset because the strongholds potentially are going to be like a XP grind. Like the early XP grind is the best way. Will be resetting strongholds, which they might change that. So my goal is, again, I'm going to play first 3 weeks and then start looking at the D2 season, because that'll be potentially popping. Not, I'd give it at least a month after. Because I could probably get leveled up pretty quick in D4. Hammerden. It could. I don't know, Chris, man. The, the the gaming market right now is feeling really bad. I gotta be honest, dude. There's nothing out there that seems that exciting to play. Chris, are you still playing Warzone? I heard that the mid-season season 4 reload was horrible. Oh my god. I heard it was painful, especially if you're playing on PC. Yeah, dude, I heard it was so bad. Yeah, Jez, it's real simple to get to that third one. You'll be really close to doing that and getting that the extra skill points. It's a real easy to get to that.
Not even death can save you from me.
Rust, I hear you smoking. We're actually my wife and a couple of friends have been doing a little 7 days. On D4, Jazz, I really like the Barbarian. I had a lot of fun with Barb. I have enjoyed the Necro. The Necro's actually been pretty fun. Yeah, I heard about, was it Vondel? That's a new map, right? But I heard it's they added like superhero buffs. Um, yeah, my no, it was a two. Oh wait, or what are you talking about, Jazz? Barb, I'm still leaning Barb for playing it again for next season. I was gonna mix it up, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna just go Barb again. Necro has been fun, but I like really enjoy the Barb. I mean, again, I think the play is fun. The grind is boring. There's nothing to grind for. That's the biggest problem. I did get, like, with the barb, you can get one, two, three, four weapons, right? I have an 819 slash two-hander. I have an 820. One of my one-handers is 820 plus the 25, so I got an 845. I got an 819, which would put me at, what, 844? 809 and like an 807 plus 25. So, I mean, my barb is geared. Yeah, that's a bad move, Bob. That's dumb to me. I don't think they understand the loot grind. I think they're looking at it, that like chasing the stats on legendaries makes the actual gear more expansive. But I don't know if that's the best way to chase the loot. Necessarily expansive, I don't think is a good thing. Tomac, what's up, buddy? Yeah. At least D3 had set items. That was like, I don't know if the season's finished out that way, but it used to be that the set items was your end game setup. I forgot to check my Merc. Just make sure he had decent gear on. Yeah. Decent. Okay stuff. I just don't know how they missed the boat on, you know. I mean, they had to look at D2 and they see what holds people playing D2, Salute Chase. So, why not take the best part of D2, which was the loot chase, and implement that in a new game? I mean, that has people playing 20 years after game launch. Yeah, this is ladder.
Not even death can save you from me.
Yeah, we're probably a month out on ladder ending still for this one. I'm willing to bet like probably halfway through August is my guess, because they got to give D4 season some breathing room, so they'll give it at least a month from D4 launch, season launch. That would be my guess, anyways. Hey, Navani. So, man, we'll see. We'll see how things shake up. The Microsoft stuff went through, so that's going to be happening. Yeah, Pop, that's so dumb. Here's the funny side. I saw somebody. What was the guy's name? He was doing a tier list of the Diablo or of the D4 Barbarian uniques, and every single one of them he put as D tier. And as he went through them, you're like, yeah, that's not wrong. Every single Barbarian unique he classified as D tier. Well, he might have had one in C. I think he put Haragoths in as a C tier. All the rest were D tier. Even um, the Gores, the Whirlwind gloves. What? Why did it? There was something about the Whirlwind, and when he explained it, it's like, yeah, that's actually really dumb. But yeah, every single Barbarian unique is actually trash. And I mean, my character kind of reiterates that. Like my Barbarian, I don't have any uniques on my Barbarian. Maybe. Yeah, Tempest Roar for the Druid is supposed to be really good. I don't know what the Crone staff is. That's Sorceress, I'm assuming. I mean, I did want it to be good. I just, once again, I mean, they made decisions. I think that it was like bottom line decisions worth, player built out for the player base. Ooh, unique ring. See, I never said that. Any in D4. Ooh. I mean, it could be a freaking manald, but at least there's a chance of it being something cool. Yeah, it's a raven. Whatever. But I mean, at least there's the chance. There's no chance in D4. I think there's a couple of Necro uniques that are at least maybe like a B tier, but like the Barbarian ones were all D. I mean, they're all bad.
Not even death can save you from me.
Probably run this until the Tues-Thurs-Sun reset. See what we get. Sacred armor. That'd been crazy if we'd have picked up a unique sacred. I mean, the day is young. We might get something. Is that the helmet, Bob? I don't remember which ones they were. Oh, yeah. I actually found that yesterday. Maybe we'll roll some charms too. Yeah, I think I know which helmet you're talking about. I mean, there might be people that enjoy the loot system. I just feel like it's really lacking. There's Jerry. I feel like it's been so long. I should have banked up a decent amount of RNG, right? We should be able to get some drops today.
Not even death can save you from me.
And I put I didn't realize it at first. I put the wrong thumbnail up for for today's stream. I put like a season 3 thumbnail up. It's like whatever. People get it. Tommy, what's up, buddy?
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, just messing around, man. Messing around. What do I need to make? I need to make a Hodo. What is that? Vex? We need Vex for Hodo, right? I can make a CTA if I wanted to. I hear you, man. Oh, website for the game I'm working on will be out probably this week. We previewed it last night. The guy that's been working on the website. We got to make a couple tweaks. Waiting on a couple of graphics pieces to get built out by our artist. And then we'll have... That's actually not bad. We'll have the website out this week, so I'll let y'all know what it is as soon as it's launched. I'll probably just throw it up on Discord, so y'all can check out what we're building. I think y'all are gonna like it. And I will say, as far as the game itself, I am in charge of the loot system. I'm building out the loot system.
I am overburdened.
Yeah, we're super excited about it. I think we have a really unique formula that I think that's going to intrigue a lot of people.
Not even death can save you from me.
I can't carry anymore.
Both, Tommy. I couldn't. I think, was it Friday when I streamed D4? When I was streaming D4, it was. I don't know what it was. Like, it was about 5:30, but like, I was like halfway through a dungeon, and I just was like, I can't finish this dungeon. I was just like zoning out. Like, my mind wasn't even in the game. I was just leveling, and my mind was somewhere else. I couldn't even pay attention to what I was doing. Which, I mean, I could kind of do that in this game, but you always got to, like in this game at least, you're keeping an eye just to make sure you're not missing any drops and stuff. Like in D4, it's like you just pick up all the rares, you look at them at the end. You throw out the ones that are obvious junk. You look at the stats on the ones that might be good. You kind of do some mental calculations in, all right, if I re-roll this stat, the other three are decent. If I re-roll this one, now did the other three roll low or high? All right, this one's junk. Get rid of it. All right, the other three stats, they rolled okay, so we'll re-roll this fourth stat. Maybe it'll roll good. We'll dump some gold into it. It rolls okay. It's like, all right, I'll keep that one. All right, what aspect do I need to put on this? All right, then we look at it. We see what aspect we had on what we're replacing. We find that aspect, put that on that one, and that's your new item. I mean, I think that's kind of it. Like, early on, the loot is kind of fun because you're making big jumps in power. Like, when you do your capstone and you start getting sacred drops, then your regular rares or legendaries, you see big jumps there, and then you get that same jump when you do your tier 4 capstone, and you go to ancestrals, and you get kind of big power jumps there. But then once you've been grinding that for a little bit, then you're looking for like really minor upgrades, and it's just, oh my god, it just becomes so mind numbing. Yeah, exactly. It does, Jeb. It feels so weak. I mean, there are power spike moments, like first capstone sacreds over your previous. There's some big jumps there, and then it kind of planes out, and you're looking at really minor blah. And then the tier 4 capstones, same thing. Your ancestrals over sacreds, and you get some like pretty decent bumps that you can kind of feel them, and then it planes out really quick, and then it's like, eh. Hey, Turtle, what's up, buddy? Dual leech gloves. Most of them most of the D2 creators went back, and I think most of them gave it a pretty decent shot in D4. They just we got kind of bored with it. I think the ones that are sticking around are like the D3 creators, are the ones that are staying in D4. I think you'll see more of those guys sticking than the D2 creators. Most of the D2 creators were like, my loot chase ain't here, and they moved back. Yeah, exactly, Bob. What are you wanting the razor plate for, Turtle? Is that for a barb? Well, I mean, I guess so. That's not barb specific though, right? I've seen Necros wearing it. There's some really weird Necro thorn builds. What killed me about that razor plate was literally the lack of any other stat.
Hail to you, champion.
I mean, I feel like, I get it has really high thorns on it, but I feel like it could have still done with a couple more stats. I mean, it didn't have to have, the full gamut of stats like any other chest plate piece, but just thorns, it's like, niche build, maybe mainly like PvP builds, right? Like that's kind of the thing I'm seeing is like the thorns PvP builds for barbs, or maybe some combo Hoda builds. Well, we'll see tomorrow, hopefully, what changes they made to the class balances. That'll be kind of directional whether I play either I play Barb again or if I go with like the Necro start.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, I mean, some guy I'll probably bounce back and forth. Is kind of probably what I'll end up doing. And hopefully they make some adjustments to D4 that, you know, keep my interest. I mean, the seasons in D2 get kind of, they fall off too, but it's always fun to build out like the gear for an alt. Like rolling an alt in D4, I don't know. It's a little slower to me. Like, and I think it's just because the campaign was so fun the first playthrough on my Barb. And if you're not going to do the campaign again, which kind of is, you know, it's not going to be anywhere near as exciting the second time, third time, or whatever. But just grinding dungeons right out of the gate is also kind of, I don't know. They're missing a sweet spot somewhere to make it a little more interesting. I miss the group sizes as well. 4-man's is kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of lame. Bring back player 8s. Yeah, Jeb, for sure, man. Jeb, I'm put it at 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks, maybe. Might not be that long. 3-month seasons, but I mean, I think the fall off's not even going to be like the halfway point. You know what I mean? I feel like the fall off's going to be before that. A lot of bases. It's a decent insight base. I saw a Thresher down here as well. Another insight base. Four-socket Cryptic and four-socket Thresher, but they're both non-ethereal. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Kill my Merc. Yeah, sure, Chris. I don't know, Jeb, but looking at the leveling guides, I think you do it a lot quicker. Yeah, Bob, for sure, dude. Those patch notes are so important tomorrow if they drop tomorrow. So important. They need to make some more builds a little more viable. Like, Barbs have 2, basically a Hoda build. Thorns for PvP. They need to get away from the 3-shout build. Maybe make Upheaval a little stronger. Yeah, Chris, and we couldn't even do that. Like, I had a whole inventory of uniques. Couldn't even give them away. The skill tree's okay. I like the Paragon board system. It's kind of neat. I don't mind the Paragon board setup. I don't necessarily have a problem with the skill system. Again, to me, the play styles are not bad. To me, it's all the itemization. To me, is what's killing it for me. Bloodmore. That destroys the fun of the game for me. The end game grime is non-existent because there's no excitement in the drops. Just no excitement, and I mean, I can overlook some things if there was like a decent loot system. You know, yeah, I hear you, Fuzzy. Yeah, and even that, I was running. I could have probably pushed the nightmare dungeons even farther. I was doing 50s with no problem. It didn't interest me to do harder because there was no payoff outside of the challenge itself. Not bad, Fuzzy. Not bad. We're just doing stuff. Actually trying to have a little fun. I'm waiting for my first adrenaline hit. Just had a unique ring drop, but it wasn't anything special. So waiting for that first hit this stream. We'll get one. We'll get some sort of hit. Oh wait, I didn't have my merc. Dang it. Yeah, some guy. That's sorely missing.
What do you need?
Nice, some guy. That's awesome, dude. What am I doing? I'm gonna buy my merc back. Divinity 2? I haven't heard of that one. I don't know, just the gaming. The games out there right now are just so lackluster. It's kind of disappointing. Has anybody looked at that Baldur's Gate 3? Is that going to be something decent to look at? Worth playing? Is it already out? I heard some talk about it, but I hadn't had a chance to look into it. I saw that. It looked off-colored at first. And I was like, August? What do y'all think? I haven't looked at any previews or any of the trailers or anything about it. The old Baldur's Gate, from what I think I played the very first one, and I feel like that was a lot of fun. I don't remember a ton about it. But the Baldur's Gate's the old D&D stuff, right? Yeah, hamster. Ah, it's solo only? Ah, that's kind of lame. Icewind Dale, I remember that one. So I got one of my old Warzone buddies to play D4, and he I was really just curious on his um, reception to D4. He already quit playing. He hit about 60, so he hit that plateau we are talking about, and he got just bored with the grind. He's not playing it anymore. And he didn't. I think he said he played a little bit of 3, but he never played D2. Um, so he went into D4 with kind of a. He's a good gamer. He's one of the guys that I'm working with developing the game, and I mean he plays a lot of games, but he just fell off at D4. He just completely lost interest.
Can save you from me.
No, I mean we're working on a game together, so he's one of the guys, one of the developers for the game we're working on. Now, I mean, it looks to me it looks way better in D3. It plays better than D3 to me. It's just the itemization is like a. I honestly would say it's almost worse than D3. Um, no, I wouldn't try it unless you got at least the 105 breakpoint, which you should have pretty easy anyways. If you have the 105 breakpoint, you should be able to seal pop. Yeah, it is too, and that's like a major complaint. How far it's zoomed in. I saw a thing on Twitter where a guy showed the zoom in side by side with D3 and D2, and it's so much closer. There's a lot of people that complain about the zoom in. Oops, didn't mean to hit that.
I am overburdened.
Now, hamster, if you want to do it with a barb, are you talking about doing it with a barb? Just get you 2 whiz spikes on switch, man. I ran a Horker doing seal popping. That's not that annoying. Come on, man. Fuzzy, it's probably ending, I want to say probably mid-August. I give it about a month from season 1 launch for D4, which is the 20th. It's around that next month. Yeah, well, to do the seal popping with a barb, you're gonna have to make up some changes. Like, I would run. I would more run a Zerker build. So you would have all your magic find front end loaded, like you would use, just like a grief plus, like the 6-isted phase in your offhand to front load your magic find because you're not to hork on your switch type of thing. Yeah. Top, what's up, buddy? What's going on with you, man? Top, what are you playing right now? Are you still on D4? I miss not having a barb now for this season. We'd be running us some traps. Playing real life. I hear you, man.
Not even death.
Hustle on a bow's not bad. No, it definitely can be not fun. About due for a drop. What was that?
Thanks.
Not a bad drop. Ethereal? Are they going to be ethereal? Bam. No. Oh well. 166. They're bad. Top, I'm the same way, dude. I have actually not played single player. I've not done it. Yeah, Tommy, she's here with she's downstairs right now. She's at my house. We'll probably be at her place next week. But yeah, she's downstairs right now.
Greetings.
Maybe we do that. Maybe if Maybe if the D4 season one's a flop, maybe I'll run a single player game. Maybe I'll do a solo self-find single player. That'd be up first for me. And nothing happened to her hamster. It's just when my dad passed away, we've been just taking care of her. She's just trying to get used to her not being home all the time type of thing. She's either at my house or my sister's house, or one of us is there with her at her house. So we kind of rotate it back and forth type of thing. Now it's been a little while. Well, it's been April 8th, so 3 months, a little over 3 months. You get used to it, but yeah. Yeah, Bob, well, that kind of actually suits me a little more, right? I mean, I don't trade a ton. Confirm what? Tom, some guy. Well, I honestly think 80's too high. I would have put this ancestral. Perfectly honest, I'd have put it at 60. They did need to make that change. Finding drops at 100, totally worthless. Can't trade them, except to other hundreds. Not many of them out there. You know, once we get finished with the dev on the game we're working on, and we move on to another one, I'm gonna take D2 and just rip it as close as I can rip it, and then build on top of it. Zaki, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I grinded it pretty quick. It was just boring. I don't think from like 85 to 100, I don't think I got a single item upgrade. No, Zeki, right now we're working on the first person shooter one, so but we do have, I mean, these guys want to go full bore and I really appreciate it. We're looking at like beyond what we're already working on. So Tyrone, what's up, buddy? I mean, we're gonna you know, we're gonna have some time invested in the one we're working on. I think it's going to be a minimum 2 years if we can get funding to get it polished. Or, I mean, we're going to push it hard. We've already made a ton of headway on it, like the main aspects of the game. But level design and the graphics, the artistic part of developing a game is where a ton of the time is spent. That's a huge amount of resource allocation. Because once you get like the core physics, the modeling worked out. Oh, holy crap. That was almost bad. They popped that close. Our goal is to have the site out this week, and then we're going to get to the point where we get a demo set up for potentially approaching some investors type of thing.
Not even death can save you from me.
We'll see. See how it
I
goes.
can't carry anymore.
Oh, yeah, turtle. Dude, honestly, man, it's going to be part of the game at some point. I mean, we're going to get to the part where we're going to have to do, like, voice acting and stuff. Never know, man. We still got to work out the storyline, make kind of some lore for it, that sort of stuff. We got a lot of stuff we need to do, or will need to do. I couldn't tell if that actually popped a TP there.
I am overburdened.
Nothing special. I mean, I got, what did we just get to drop? Had a unique ring drop pretty early, but it turned out to just be a bad raven. See you, Top Man. Good to see you, buddy.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, you're fuzzy. Dude, before I got this PC, that's what I was running was a 10. I was running a 1050 Ti. I think the same. I think that was the same one you said you were running, wasn't it? Or you were running 1080? Yeah, decent. Not too bad. Because this machine doesn't run nowhere near as hot as my old one did. My old machine, that thing would start chugging. It would put out some heat.
I can't carry anymore.
I just have a bad feeling the patch notes are going to piss me off tomorrow. I just have a bad feeling. I mean, the dev talk was already kind of disappointing. I'm honestly not looking forward to the patch notes tomorrow.
Not even death can save you from me.
That's, well, you can kind of look, yeah, potentially for Jeb. It's just like anything's good because it's such a low state right now. Yeah, Fuzzy, I actually changed out the fans on my old PC because they just seem to run so loud. Just a different type of fan sometimes makes a huge difference in the sound. Not paying attention, lost my mark again. I don't know, Bob. I'm hesitant to say that we're going to be wowed tomorrow.
Hail to you, champion.
I think I think they were shooting for a big launch to get the numbers up for the Microsoft deal, which they did, but they sunk a ton of marketing into getting D4 out there to pull in players that never even played the Diablo franchise. So they really spiked the numbers on the front end. But the maintenance of the numbers I don't think are going to be there. Hey Snipes, what's up, brother? Oh crap, my mark is dead. Let's just start this game over. Uh-oh, got a new pup. My wife's jonesing for a new dog. she is hitting me up hard for a new dog.
Greetings.
Isn't that bound? Hold on, don't tell me. Isn't that sort of like a German Shepherd? I feel like that Belgian is often used as like one of the law enforcement dogs. Is that the same one that I'm thinking of? It's kind of German Shepherd-esque, maybe a little smaller. Am I thinking of the same type of dog?
Overburdened.
That's what I thought. Beautiful dogs. Right. Yeah. A little more amped up. So how you do you liking having the grandbaby there, Mike? Dude, that would send my wife into heaven to have the grandchildren with us. See, because of having the birds, we'd have to have a smaller dog. Because it's kind of funny. I was at my mother's house, and my wife called me. All she did was send me a picture of this golden. It's a beautiful golden. And what it turned out was our neighbor is fostering that golden. And she said it. I mean, it probably was just a wonderful dog, but we can't have birds and a golden at the same time. Yeah, Mike, I hear you, man. Oh, so it was puppy snipes. You got a puppy. I don't know that much about the breed outside of I've seen them, you know, as part as like law enforcement dogs. They're a little smaller than Germans, aren't they? 3 months, yeah, dude, my wife would kill for that. Cavacon. I've never heard of that. Jerry, dude, my dad was always about the poodles, the toy poodles, and we had some great toy poodles, and they are like buddy of mine, the same one that I got to play D4. He's I know him in real life. He's an IRL. And they had a great toy poodle. That was one of the best dogs. She just passed like last year. But yeah, dude, there's something about them toy poodles, man. I would agree with your assessment on that. They're awesome. Smart dogs too. I know what a Bichon is. I don't know what a Cavalier is. I might have to look that
I'm
up.
overburdened.
Is it a smaller? Sounds like Bichons are smaller, right? I love Huskies. I just that just wouldn't fit our lifestyle. Dude, another one. The Alaskan Malamutes. That's a beautiful dog. Holy crap. So much. They're like Huskies mixed with Saint Bernards, man. They're so big. I tell you, I've only my sister's the only person I've known that's had one. You guys know what a Norwegian elk hound is? They're actually not that
I
big,
can't carry
but
anymore.
Norwegian elk hound, hers was an amazing dog. A dingo. Hey, what's up, JD? Belgian Malinois. That's a big dog too, isn't it? Oh wait, isn't that what Snipe said he had or had gotten? Yeah, 50, 55. That's some decent medium size. To me, that's like a medium sized dog. To me, a big dog's like 75 plus. Who was that? There was a guy that used to be in chat. Oh, what dogs did he have? He sent me some pictures of his dogs. They were gigantic. I was trying to remember what kind of dogs he had. I tell you who had a big dog. My wife's cousin had a Japanese Aikido. Is it Aikido? That was a monster dog. I don't think I'd ever seen a dog that big. I didn't think they got anywhere near the size, but hers, for whatever reason, was huge. Nobody went near their yard. But yeah, we have to be pretty selective if we were to ever get another dog. It'd have to be pretty small. And honestly, I would lean towards the toy poodle. I wouldn't mind that at all. We've had a Cocker Spaniel. That was the most psycho dog we've ever had. And we've had like different mutts. We had a early on. My wife got a what was it? A beagle. Oh my God, that was another one. Whew, that one was a handful. Now, I wouldn't want. I don't want one like that small. I think toy is the ones that are usually like 10, 12 pounds, maybe. Yeah, actually, yeah, 4 to 6 kilos, about 10, 12 pounds. That's the size we want. We don't. I wouldn't want one smaller than that. That's kind of the ones we always had growing up. Was that size, and they were always amazing dogs. I don't like pugs. I don't know, something about pugs, man. Another friend of mine, and my grandfather always had him, was a Boston Terrier. You want to talk about a hyper dog? Get a Boston Terrier. Oh my God, them things are non-stop. A buddy of mine had one. It was like when I went back to college. Was one of the guys that was like a classmate. And he used to be the hang guy that we'd always study and stuff.
I can't carry
He had a
anymore.
Boston Terrier. Oh my Jesus, that dog. Yeah, Jerry, dude, it would not stop moving. It never sat still. It wasn't much of a barker. It barked a little bit, but holy Jesus, hyper. It was crazy. My grandfather, he always had a Boston Terrier. Always. But he also, and I don't know what got him to do it. At one point, he bought a Doberman, or got a Doberman named Thor. that Doberman was more like Great Dane size than Doberman size. That was one of the biggest Dobermans I think I'd ever seen. And the thing was, it was real friendly, but it had this weird foot fetish. it always wanted to grab your feet. And a dog that big grabbing your feet, you couldn't stop it. Oh, it was a great dog. It was friendly, real playful, but its play style was just grabbing at your feet and pulling.
Not even death can save you from me.
Yeah, speaking of that, Snipes, how you feeling that new update? I heard it was a mess. What's up, Josh? What's going on, brother? Superior. Look at that. Dude, I've heard people are having a hard time with this update. Oh man, we were talking about it earlier, the whole superhero thing, and I heard they took the regular BR mode out unless you're playing ranked, which that just like blew my mind. Hopefully we'll have something y'all new to play. I'll get my game out there. Nice, Josh. Season going well for you so far? £1,000 on a boat during a day? I don't have a frame of reference. That sounds like that's good. I got to talk to you, man. Do you got a means to ship? Do you have a way to ship? If I were to hit you up later and maybe get some bugs from you, you'd be able to ship them to me? Yeah, Snipe. I saw a lot of that, and it was really weird. Get inside the thing. There you go. He got the big crawfish, man. He's up in Maine. He's got his own boat. Oh, I'll gladly pay you for it. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to get some from you. Let me tell you what happened. My mother went to Harris Teeter and bought some lobster, just to get some. That was kind of a disappointment, man. I gotta be honest.
I am overburdened.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, dude. Cause yeah, you got a next day air, and they got to be they put them in ice, or they ship them in with like the freezer pack things, right? Dude, I'll hit you seriously. I'll hit you up offline or through Discord or something. We'll work something out. Yeah, I'll gladly do that. Just to get some fresh ones, dude. I'd love to be able to put my hands on some fresh ones.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And here's another thing, man. I need you to tell me the best way to prepare them, like how you would steam them or boil them or however. I need you to tell me. Because I've done it before, but I feel like I probably didn't. Yeah, I sure will, Josh. 100%.
Not even death can save you from me.
I think that'd be really cool to do. Cause, dude, like my sister did the main trip and did the lobsters right there on as they came off the boats and stuff, and she said it's just so much different. It's so different than what you get at the store. Yeah, Jerry, nothing special yet. I mean, but at least there's a chance of something decent. Shaco. I mean, because yeah, that's my biggest complaint with D4, man. It's just the level grind. It's nothing else. Well, it might have been the same. Some lobster salad. I hear you, Jerry. Yeah, I bet, Josh. Because, yeah, the ones my mother got from Harris Teeter, they weren't it. I do soft shell. That's about it, Jerry. I don't mind just blue crab, but like one of my wife's, it's her mother's cousin. What would that be for her? To her, still cousin. Anyways, she. Wow, that's a rare drop. Have I gotten a flesh ripper on stream? I think this is a grail for me. I don't think I've gotten a flesh ripper on stream. We do that, Jerry. Here's again, the guy that I'm working with on the game. He went out with his cousin a couple weeks ago, and they brought in. I want to say he said they caught 200 or 300 pounds of mahi. 100 pounds. He said they caught so many mahi it was crazy. He said I could get some off of him. I just hadn't had a chance to hook up with him yet. But going back to the crabs, soft shell crab, blue crab. Oh man, dude. Yeah, here, Jerry. In fact, he's going again next weekend. Or not next weekend. They're like doing a beach vacation down to Topsail, and no, they're going down to Wilmington, down to Wrightsville Beach, and they'll probably do at least one fishing trip. See you, Josh. See you in a little bit. I mean, there's a lot to be had off the coast of North Carolina for sure. There's a lot of blue crab fishermen. You could catch bluefin tuna right off the coast, up towards Hatteras. Then you go out to the Gulf Stream and catch mahi, swordfish, cobia, just everything. Inshore, you catch everything. Fishing off North Carolina is awesome. Florida's probably still better as far as fishing, overall fishing, but North Carolina's got a great fishery. The only thing we can't get are those lovely lobsters. Oh, I was going to check and see if I had this scratch off my grail. That flesh ripper is really rare. I think in there, I don't know, since the advent of the mosaics, wasn't there like a Kixen maybe that uses flesh rippers? There was an assassin build that used a flesh ripper. Hold on, let's check our grail for that. Surf fishing, Jerry. You come down to North Carolina, man, I'll take you surf fishing. I love surf fishing. That to me is fun. Surf fishing is one of those, and it's, to me, it's so relaxing. You just kick up a couple of chairs, throw some rods up, cooler full of beer, hang out all day. And with the Outer Banks, man, surf fishing, you could catch some big fish out of the surf. It is, Tyrone. It's amazing. I got all the gear, Jerry. Let's do it. Let's do it. I got an obnoxious amount of fishing gear. Yeah, dude, Tyrone, I couldn't even imagine the type of fishing you do there. I know saltwater, all I hear about saltwater in South Africa are about the great whites. That's all I hear about when it comes to South Africa. Dude, they're known for the great whites off their coast. Alright, let me check this grail. I don't think I've gotten the flesh ripper online yet. I think this will be a grail find. Is this my grail? No, that's not it. Why is Max Roll coming back as not private? What the hell's that all about? Denied? What the hell? I can't get to my grail for some reason? Alright, I'll check it later. Alright, we got the next terror zone coming up.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, you could hook into the sharks here too. Usually, though, the guys that catch shark are actually shark fishing. I mean, you could catch some like smaller, like dogfish, which is a type of shark, but they're usually pretty small. But the guys that catch the big sharks off the coast, they're usually shark fishing. I mean, we get great whites here. There's like a tracking system that they have where they'll tag the sharks, and you could actually go online and track them, and they get right into the sounds and stuff here. Catching great white. I don't think you really want to, man. Yeah, Jerry. I don't know, man. It's still muscle memory for me, dude. I didn't even have to think about it. I was still hitting the right buttons for potions. Kind of weird. Actually, I thought I'd have more trouble with it. Is this still... No. Windhammer. Dude, Jerry, I saw where Llama did the opposite of that. He was only allowed to use uniques or sets. Was that the challenge he did? Hey, maybe we do that for the season start. Yeah, Jerry. I didn't watch any of it. I just saw the title of the stream. But yeah, he was only allowed to use sets and uniques playthrough. I don't know how it went. I probably should watch at least part of it to see how it went. Could you imagine? You have no gear until a set or a unique drops? Yeah, it was literally all or none. Gold dagger? He at least so he gave himself a gold dagger to start it with. That's cheating. That makes it a little better because a hundred magic find at level 1 is a lot. But I guess otherwise, I mean, you think about any playthroughs you've done, but where you don't, I mean, before you see your first set or unique, it's usually a pretty good while. You're living on those rares and blues for a pretty good bit of the playthrough. Oh, I forgot to dump my gear. That's definitely a different challenge. Yeah, that's... I wonder how... what kind of drops was he getting with that gold dagger? I would assume that would kick up the set unique drops pretty good bit. Black Marsh and the Hole. We might run that a little bit. Just change it up some. Yeah, that is true.
can't carry anymore.
Tyrone, I played it way back. I have not played in Hammerden in D2R at all. I haven't played it at all.
Save you from me.
Troll. Alright, let's play around with the Terror Zone. Or the game's not going to load. Game crashed. Not cool. There it goes. I can't do my spinning thing like in D4 though. It's not quite as reactive. Alright, so what was it? Black Marsh? Yeah. Alright, we'll make a pass through just to see. Incoming Griffins. Just take that. Is there a super unique in Black Marsh? I don't remember one. I don't think there is. Alright, we're going into the hole. Shadow plate, 4-socket, non-ethereal.
I can't carry anymore.
I don't even know how much magic font I have on this dude. I need to check. Nada. How much magic font I got? 405. That's definitely not bad. We stay inside. It definitely is hot as hell out right now. Stay in the house. All right.
Hello.
So I think I mentioned it earlier that the game that me and my buddies are working on, we're going to have the website out for the game this week. Well, not in this current iteration, Chris. It's bad. I'm going to tell you all about the game. And since the information is going to come out this week, I'm pretty comfortable kind of like teasing it out a little bit. I'm going to explain the concept and kind of tell you why it's different. So I think I mentioned it before that maybe I didn't. We are working on a battle royale. So, and honestly, what pushed us this direction was just how bad Warzone has gotten. Myself and my buddies, we've always played like Call of Duty, Battlefield. I played a decent amount of PUBG. I was never a Fortnite person. Even going back into like DayZ and those kind of games, we've always played those kind of games. But the way the concept is going to be completely different from what we're looking at right now. Because if you look at like Apex, the big four right now are Warzone, Apex, Fortnite, and PUBG's like a distant fourth, I think. It's played a decent amount. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head as far as the battle royale scene. But you think about the concept of a battle royale, they're always kind of always a circle coming in. So if you think about it in concepts of like Warzone, you always have the gas pushing you into a smaller and smaller play zone. So what we decided to do is go vertical. So think of it in concepts of a pyramid shape. So we're starting with a very large pyramid shaped area, and that it's going to be vertical movement towards an endpoint, and the gas is going to push upwards. And it's not going to be a small zone. I've kind of laid out the initial two floors, and it's big enough to snipe in. It's a big play zone. But here's where we really are going to change up how. Yeah, Josh, for sure, dude. I started. I don't know if that was my first one. It might have been my first battle royale. But if you look at how, like, there's a couple different ways that the gun systems are handled in the BRs. Like PUBG, Apex. Why, did Discord reset? That was weird. Like, well, the only thing, Dr. Disrespect's game is not a battle royale. It's an extraction shooter. So it's more like Tarkov or like whatever the Warzone version is now. But he does have like verticality, but it's like it's going to be in the extraction shooter realm genre, which is like the like Tarkov, DMZ. I think it's DMZ in Warzone, right? Where the whole idea is you'll have AI and players, and you're trying to get loot and get out of the game or kill everybody else in the game. So it's going to be the BR genre, but, and this is the part that I'm working on specifically, if you look at how the loot's played out in those games, like Apex and PUBG do, and maybe even Fortnite, I think Fortnite even does it, is literally you play with what's on the ground. Whatever you find when you land and start looting, that's your loadout for the game. And so we like the loadout system that Warzone implemented, but what I hate with that system is the gun grind, like leveling and unlocking all the guns and attachments and like the camos. That's like a really, to me, that's kind of a turnoff almost. It's kind of grindy, and I don't mind grinding as much, but it gets kind of stale at some point. So what we're incorporating is a loot system to unlock guns and attachments and gear. Like in PUBG, you get gear like helmets, vests. We're incorporating a gear loot system, like, again, like ballistic vests, even like boots, helmets, tactical gear. So that's, the loot system's going to be totally different. The gun grind is going to be different. Instead of just leveling to unlock weapons and attachments, there's going to be a loot system within the game. Like, if you kill somebody, that person is going to drop 3-4 pieces of loot, and there's going to be RNG involved with what you unlock. Like, you could potentially, if you kill somebody and they drop the loot, there could potentially be an attachment, a new gun, gear, and just the regular stuff like ammo, grenades, that kind of thing. But the thing is, once you unlock it or it drops in game, it becomes unlocked as part of your loadout that you come into the game with. And we're also going to tier, and this is where you'll see me pulling in the influences of Diablo. It's going to be a tiered loot system. So say there's a specific sniper rifle that drops, it could potentially roll 5 different tiers as far as from the normal, which would be the white, all the way up to a legendary tier, which is going to be extremely rare, that you can unlock for that specific sniper rifle. And the attachments are going to do the same thing. You could randomly unlock a different tier of attachments to go along with the gun itself. So if, say for instance, you unlock a gun, you could potentially already have gotten some of the attachments unlocked. You just don't have the gun to put them on, and then you can upgrade based off of drops. Like you could get like a white sight of some sort, and you could potentially unlock all the way up to a legendary type of sight, and it does affect. It'll have like plus and minuses based off of the tier of the item you get, and that's going to also apply to like the gear. Like I'm still fleshing this out. This is like my piece of the game. So yesterday I was thinking about what gear pieces we could potentially have in the game. So I mean, usually have the same stuff like helmets, like ballistic vests, but I was thinking we can incorporate like boots. Like you can get boots that have potentially more movement speed on them, so that you could actually become a little faster if you unlock a higher tier of boot. And there could be like different types of boots. And once I started fleshing this out, it got so complicated so quick. And I feel like that system though could potentially be a lot more fun than just a regular gun grind. I don't know. We were trying to find some differences to make it a little different, or find some stuff to make it a little different. I mean, I kind of keyed on the gun grind stuff because I don't necessarily dislike the gun grind. It just it feels a little too linear. Like playing Diablo just for so many years, I'd like the RNG aspect of the game to me is just adds so much to it. So the whole idea of being able to like unlock, get like really lucky and unlock like a super rare weapon within a BR, and once you unlock it, it becomes part of your loadout schema to where you can build your loadout based around that type of gun. Yeah, Joe, it is. It's kind of monotonous. I mean, because right now to like level a gun in Warzone, it's nearly impossible. You have to go into the multiplayer part of the game, which you have to pay for, to level guns and unlock all the attachments. And it's, you know, if you're familiar with the gun grind in Call of Duty, it's like you wait for them to add shipment to the map, and you run shipment over and over and over and over and over and over and over to unlock all your attachments and get the gun leveled up to where it's even usable in Warzone. Because you can't go into Warzone with a gun that's at level 1. You're just going to get massacred. There's just no way. So you have to go outside of Warzone into the multiplayer game, which again, you have to pay $70 for to level a gun up. Yeah, plunder used to be awesome for it, but even then, well, people found ways to kind of shortcut the gun leveling in plunder, you know, because you could use like the contracts and stuff to get levels. They added plunder. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know if plunder's even... They added plunder like a couple of months ago, but I don't know if it's even still in the playlist. I don't remember seeing it because they took it out for a while. I don't know if they put it back. Is it still there? Okay. But to me, that part of the game, I hated the fact that I had to play a different mode to level the gun. You know what I mean? Like, You could technically level it in Warzone, but it was so slow, and you're going to be at a disadvantage in gunfights. And that potentially could be an aspect of the game once people, if you got like a guy that's been playing the game for a while and has a decent amount of stuff unlocked, and you're coming in fresh. I mean, that potentially could become an issue. But I mean, we're gonna work. We've come up with some concepts to work around that, and we also we're thinking about like a bounty system, to where if you're kind of a fresh player, but you kill somebody that has been playing for a while and has better loot or better equipment, it skews your drops. Like, your drop for killing a better player could potentially be better than like somebody that's on like equivalent status. Like, we're gonna have to figure out a way to weight it. But if somebody's kind of on your tier gear wise, the loot's gonna be at this treasure class. But if you kill somebody that's better than you, you outplay them, you do whatever, and you kill somebody that's better than you, they potentially drop better loot. When you say blueprint system, what do you mean? Like unlocking like full kits or full gun blueprint type of thing? See, the thing with being in the actual driver's seat, I could come up with however I want the loot system to be. Potentially, Chris, here's the thing. Just by you suggesting that could potentially be a thing. Right? I mean, because we haven't obviously thought of every aspect that, could potentially... Because I want to... Feed is a bad way to put it, but kind of technically is. I would like to feed on that kind of incentive for a player. I don't, outside of getting the gun to full level, I don't feel like that's a great incentive to go in and try and just grind the levels for the guns. It feels. I don't know. I feel like it's a bad approach, especially the way Call of Duty has it, is that you have to, potentially play other game modes that you might not really be interested in playing. Maybe you want to just play the BR part of it, but, going into a BR with a brand new gun that's not leveled just makes you feel weak right out of the gate, right? So, I'm trying to get rid of that aspect of the game. Right, some guys like, you see a guy, and we're going to make it like visually representative. You could see somebody that potentially has, you could tell that they have better setup. But if you could get the kill on this guy, your chance of maybe having a super rare weapon or attachment or something drop is higher than a different fight, right? So it incentivizes the gunplay, because right now the way we're looking at it, it's probably going to be like in Warzone, where whoever gets not necessarily the last kill, we're probably going to do whoever does the most damage to a player in a certain set amount of time. If that person dies, that loot is going to be available for that one player. So like if you're in a team fight, and because like in Warzone, I've seen where like I just broke a player, he's like one hit, and somebody else hits him, and they get credit for the kill. I gotta be honest, it kind of pisses me off. That's so annoying to me. So we're going to set it up to where like the person, like if you're in a gunfight, because it has to fall off, right? Like if if later off on that person, you don't kill him, but later on that person dies, you're obviously not going to get credit for it at that point. So it's going to be in like a certain time frame. But in a gunfight where your team shooting, but you get most of the damage, but your teammate just gets that one last shot in that does the killing shot. And they get credit for the kill. It makes you a little salty. You get a little salty from that. Where's the hole? There it is. Oh wait, there it is. No, how am I missing it? But I think just the fact, or I feel like our approach to the gun grind, the loot system, is going to be way different than anything else that's out there right now. Now, obviously, the level design, the map's got to be good, and we're going to be working that out, and we've got parts of that already built out. Potentially, Chris. I mean, that's actually probably a pretty good idea too. And that's another thing. People like to see their stats, so there's going to be a trophy system in place for just for showing off, like having like if you got so many wins, so many kills. There's going to be like, I don't know if you guys remember it, back in World of Warcraft, the original BGs had like a rank system. It didn't really mean anything, but it was like a title you would have. Like if you ground out and had so many kills in BGs, after a week, it would tally up, and everybody would like get a rank. Like it started at like private and went all the way up to like high warlord or something. I feel like just having some sort of kind of like a title rank system in game would be kind of cool, because people just like having that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, I feel like at some point when we start fleshing out some details, I'll probably be hitting you guys up for just thoughts. You guys tend to give me some really good ideas on stuff, and it'd be cool. It'd be kind of cool to be able to have some input on a game that's being developed. And once we get to the playtesting phase, I'll probably be pulling some of you guys in that might be interested in testing it out to actually get into some of the actual bug testing. Not really bug testing, just more like a feel test. Like, how do you feel about the gameplay? Does it feel smooth? Because we already have it in a state to where I can like give you a download, and you be able to download the game and play like the first level. Yeah, and that's the thing, some guy. I mean, again, we can kind of do whatever we want as long as it doesn't, really make the gameplay kind of feel cheesy, almost like that. Because I mean, it's got to be fun, right? I mean, if it's not fun, it's kind of pointless. But there's like a huge incentive. Like, people love the RNG like drop stuff. Just a chance of grinding and you know, getting potentially getting like a really cool rare item has always been kind of a cool aspect to me at least, of games. And there's going to be like, you know, it's still going to be lootable. It's not just like for kills. Like you can, there's going to be loot available in the game, just like from loot boxes and stuff like that. So it's not just going to be, you know, getting a kill to have a chance at getting a loot drop, but potentially some of the better loot's going to end up being, you know, killing somebody, like with the bounty system, finding actually winning a gunfight and killing a dude that that was better than you, that had better gear, and he actually potentially drops better stuff. I mean, I think that makes people potentially take a risk they wouldn't in a gunfight. You know, instead of running away, maybe they go, you know, we're going to try and get the kill on this guy. We might lose, but, you know, there's a payoff if you actually could get a kill on that guy. But let me tell you, fleshing out an actual loot, fleshing out the loot, there's a lot to that. Which I kind of knew, because I really want the loot to be expansive. What's up, Impetigo? What's going on, buddy? Yeah, well, here's how it's going to work, some guy. You're going to have, like, say, for instance, you kill a player, right? You're going to have to at least be able to, like, run over the loot and it'll automatically pick it up. And how we're thinking it's going to work, we haven't fleshed it out totally. You'll see kinda like there'll be an icon, or like you tell you picked up a sight or you picked up a new gun. But until that match is over, you won't know what you got, and at the end you'll have like I'm picturing as like it'll pop up on your screen all the things you unlocked, what tier you got. I don't know if we're going to show the tier immediately, like on the ground, or if it's just going to be you'll see it once you end the match, and all the things that you've picked up will pop up on the screen at that point, because it's not going to be able to affect your current loadout. It'll be for your loadouts going forward. So there'll be like a screen at the end of the match, like you unlock this sight, here's the rarity of it, or you unlock this weapon and here's the rarity of it. So yeah, once you get it unlocked, it's unlocked going forward for your loadout. Your loadouts from that point forward. But you won't lose it. Like, once you get it in game, once you pick it up, it's going to be part of your loot at the end of the match. I kind of like the idea of the suspense of seeing what you got, because the thing with like the battle royales, you don't want to spend a whole lot of time going through your loot when you get it. Yeah, right. Almost like that. Like, you'll see everything afterwards, because you don't. The number of times I've gotten killed while I'm looking through a pile of loot. It's happened so many times. So it's kind of cool to kind of see that. I think it's more exciting to see it at the end of the match and see it all unlocking, and seeing you got a legendary sniper rifle of some sort, because it's not going to be generic like snipe. What is happening with Discord? Oh wait, no, this is Streamlabs. What is happening?